Hello guys, my name is Kayla Reall and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about my medical story. I've been getting a lot of different questions about it. I'm not quite sure why you guys want to know so much about it, but hopefully these will answer your questions. Okay, so I have 4 younger sisters and we all are totally obsessed with soccer. So being the oldest of the 5 girls to make the high school soccer team, which was so big for me. I was so excited about it. So during one of our games, we were playing against our rival team, and because I had played competitively with these girls on the rival team so much, I knew exactly how they played. I knew every single one of their names. Now on this team, on the high school team, I played mid defender and goalie protector. So what mid D is basically I'm in charge of watching the entire field, and I'm supposed to help make people move, switch the field, and I'm also the last line of defense. And then goalie protector, protecting the goalie. Girls are vicious. They like to go after the main people. That's what they go after. One of the girls on this team, she was known for how hard she kicked. And knowing this and knowing that she was probably going to score from further out in the field, I ran up to meet her. And right before she was about to kick the ball, I put my right leg in front of it. So when she kicked the ball would ricochet off my leg. And instead of kicking the ball, she kicked my right knee, and my kneecap completely came out of place. Just so you know, I'm totally used to these kinds of injuries. It happens a lot in soccer and, well, in most sports actually. So I've had like fractured wrists, fractured cheekbone, multiple concussions, multiple black eyes, tore my ligaments in both my ankles, broke a lot of ribs, have lots of knee problems, got knee surgery. Like, I'm used to this. Basically all I did with that, my kneecap came down to my shin, so I just had to grab it and pull it back up, pop it back into place, and I continued on playing. Probably not the best thing to do at this point. So that was going to be my last high school game I would actually ever play in my high school career ever. So I continued playing on my knee during my competitive soccer league, and I ended up having these really weird seizures in my right leg. No one knows why. Doctors still have no clue what was going on with it and why it was doing that particularly, but it was. Basically my leg would start shaking. It was one of the most painful experience I've ever gone through, and I ended up losing all my feeling in my right leg except for parts of my knee and parts of my toes. So for 3 years I would be in and out of different hospitals like Primary Children's and UVU and stuff, or Utah University, one of the two. I get them confused all the time. So I went to neurologists. I got a knee surgery because they thought it was my knee, but that didn't help at all. Some doctors thought that I was faking it, so they sent me to psychiatrists who were like, this girl is totally fine. I have some problems, but not that big of problems. I got Botox in my neck. Don't know exactly why I needed it, but I was pretty sexy for the time being. Yeah, so near the end of the 3 years, my dad and my uncle were watching me walk, and they saw that I was very stiff while I walked. And my dad has had 3 back surgeries, and my uncle is a back surgeon. So they're like, okay, she needs to get her back checked out. I got an MRI on my back, and they found a bulged disc in my L5-S1, so that's the bottom of my spinal cord. And because I was 17 at the time, the doctors didn't want to operate on me because I could still be growing and they could get sued. They didn't want to hurt me or make it worse in any possible way, but because I couldn't even live my life, they really couldn't make it worse. Basically, they gave me the surgery. So they just went in through my back and trimmed my disc, and they also found that I had a spinal canal that was very thin and short, so they had to open that up so the nerves had more room, so there wasn't pinching it a lot, and my seizures went away, which was so awesome. So this was at the beginning of my junior year, so I was able to start somewhat going to school and going to different activities after this happened. So one day I went to a football game and I started feeling very tight in my back. So I decided to leave early because I didn't want to leave anything up to chance. And while I was driving home, this like shock of pain like went up through my spine into my neck. It was, oh. Now by this time I never actually felt back pain except for like when they cut open into me. I only felt like that seizure pain that I was going through. And oh my gosh, back pain is so much worse. I didn't think I could feel so much more pain before, but this was so much worse. I was able to pull over, and I pulled over. This was such a miracle. I pulled over right in front of my aunt's house, so I was able to call my dad, tell him where I was before I had to like drop the phone as more pain shot up. So I ended up being taken by the ambulance. Again, they are not fun to ride in, just so you know. Very, very uncomfortable. I ended up being taken out of school, so I actually ended up only going to one term of my entire junior year of high school. So that's a whole nother story. I was bedbound for that. I had to get all my homework sent to me. I was taking a lot of AP and honors classes, which was very stupid of me now that I think about it. And throughout that entire time, I was getting more MRIs, more CAT scans, more x-rays, trying to see what was going on. And the next option for me would be a back fusion. Now, for those of you who don't know, back fusions are one of the biggest back surgeries you can possibly get. Especially, again, I'm still 17. But with a back fusion, especially in the back, like the bottom of your back, when you get a fusion, you have all these discs that can move around with your spine. They can help you grow. But then when you fuse it together, they can no longer move, which also puts a lot more stress on your upper discs. So they were really concerned about that because they don't want me to have to go and get more and more surgeries, which I will have to do in the future, but it's okay. Ended up getting my back fusion. I think this was in the middle or near the ending of my junior year of high school. And boy, oh boy, was that was different. So my surgeon, he's also my dad's surgeon, which is awesome. So he's seen both of our backs and crap. So my dad has gotten the same surgeries that I have, so luckily I had someone there who had gone through it. So I got my back surgery. I actually got it as a C-section. They went through my stomach to go in. So much better than my back. Holy crap, that was amazing. Have some cool scars. And ever since then I've been having amazing times because now I can walk, I can breathe. I was able to finish out my senior year. I graduated high school. It was very wonderful. Now, some of the questions that you guys have been asking me is, one of them was, how are you so positive about this? I wasn't, actually. I wasn't positive about this at all. When it first happened, I was a freshman in high school. I was literally on top of the world. I was very popular. I had a lot of friends. Well, I had an awesome boyfriend, and when it first happened, I lost almost everything. Like, my boyfriend still stayed with me. He was a really good guy, and I had 2 friends who stayed with me through that experience. But I was so mad that it had happened to me and very angry at the world. I feel so bad for my father, who he had gone through the exact same, well, not the exact same thing, but he had gone through something similar, and I was such a little brat. But after a while of it happening, I realized I needed to look more at the positive things, because there were a lot of positive things that came out of this, and it took me a long time to realize that. Like, even during the process, I had to realize that, and I'm still realizing more things that were good about this entire experience. I didn't really have a positive experience about it until I started realizing that this was actually for the better. So yeah. Okay, so another question about my back is why it took so long. So why it took so long is because they didn't know what to look for, and sometimes when doctors are looking, like when they find something that they can't understand, they start making up random stuff, or they say like, oh no, like she's just making this up, like this can't be happening. So I found a lot of doctors like that, and I really hate it. I really don't like doctors at all, just because of those experiences, because they didn't believe me, or when they couldn't explain something, they would make up stuff sometimes. So yeah. The things that I'm grateful for, I like this one. The things that I'm very grateful for was I was able to realize who my true friends were. As I said before, I had so many friends when I first started high school, but then when it happened, I ended up only having 3. Branson, Jessica, and Kaylee. Those 3 were so amazing to me. They put up with all my crap. They really helped me through what was going on. They couldn't understand it, but they helped me. And I feel so bad because Jessica, my best friend, she like, I would have these seizures and my leg would like start hitting people, and in order to make them stop, my foot would go straight, and she had to like push up the foot we found in order to like help it stop faster. And so in order to like push up the foot, she had to like grab my entire leg while it was like going like this. And I like kicked her so hard in the leg, and she had this gigantic bruise. I felt so bad, but she was such a trooper about it. She was so nice. And the other things that I was grateful for was, now I'm so grateful that I can walk. Like, that is so cool to me that I can finally like actually walk. Like, I still have a little bit of a limp, and I still have some troubles with my back sometimes if I sleep really weird, but I'm so lucky that I can even say that, hey, yeah, I can actually get up out of bed. I can breathe normally. I don't have to worry about wearing clothes that have metal in it anymore, because I never knew when I had to go to the hospital or when I had to go on a ride in an ambulance. So I always had to wear clothes that didn't have metal in them, just in case if I had to go. Like, just little things like that are so amazing to me. And I found like the coolest friends. Again, friends. I found so many cool people, and I was able to actually realize that people are going through so many different things, and you would never realize that. And I got the opportunity to experience bullying. Like, that's a weird thing to say, but I was bullied so much my sophomore, junior, and senior year. I had people like come up to me. People would trip me when I was on crutches, or like push me down the hallway when I was in my wheelchair. They would just like shove me down the hallway. I don't know why they thought it was so funny. Or I started getting bigger because I was no longer able to exercise, and people kept saying that I was pregnant with twins because I had sex with two people or something like that. Like, one, that's not how it works, but that helped me so much. And I was also able to become closer to my dad because he stood up for me, and I ended up joining musical theater, which I loved to sing and act, but I never thought I would like join that club. And I joined it not because of like the actual like singing and dancing and like stuff like that, but because the people there were so cool, and they helped me so much, and they literally stood up to me, to these bullies. Okay, they're pollies, they're on the football team, they're in a musical theater class, and they surrounded me when I was in this wheelchair and let them like stood their ground and made those freaking bullies go away from me. And they didn't even really know who I was. Like, I had just joined the group. Like, I don't even think I had joined at that moment in time. Like, it was just so cool to see these people come up and protect me and love me, even if they didn't even know who I was or what my story was. It was just so cool. So yeah, another question is how college is going with this. It's going really great, actually. I have awesome roommates who have been helping me. I had some issues with my back just because I slept weird on it, but they helped me. They brought me food, so that was great. But yeah, honestly, this back thing has helped me so much, and it's not like I don't know if you guys are religious or not. If you aren't, that's totally fine. But I'm very religious, and just seeing the little miracles that had happened throughout this entire thing is so cool. And how he doesn't give us things when he knows that we can't handle it. He knows that we can handle it. He knows that we are strong enough to overcome these challenges and these trials that he's been putting us in our way. It's not because we're bad people, it's because he knows that we can grow from them, and he knows that we become better from them. So I don't know, it's just been so cool to watch the change that's happened in me, and the change that happened with my family, and becoming so much closer, because now I realize, hey, it's okay to only have one friend, especially if that friend is always there for you. So just want to let you know about that story, and I hope I answered all your questions about it. If you guys are going through any hard times, no trial is too small. If it's just breaking up with your boyfriend, or you're going through medical issues like me, I want to hear about them. If I can help you, I would totally love to help you. Or if you just want to rant to me, please go ahead. Leave me some messages on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. There we go. Yeah, I hope that you guys are having a fabulous day and a fabulous week, and I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye.